Guys, before we start today's video, big shout out to rockauto.com. I got all the car parts that I'm using in this video from Rock Auto. Pretty good pricing on everything. And the shipping's not so bad. I ordered all these on Thursday or Friday of last week. And I got them on Monday. So it only took 3 or 4 days to get to me. Might take a little bit longer to get to you guys, but still really good shipping, really good pricing, and really good parts. What's up, you guys? So for today's video, we are going to be changing the spark plugs and the coil packs on my 2004 Chrysler 300. It's a really simple fix, or at least it should be. So we're going to get right into this. I'm going to show you guys what you're going to need to do this, and then I'm going to go underneath the hood and show you how to do it real quick. So you're going to need a ratchet, a long extension, and a spark plug socket. Now the spark plug socket, if you see down in there, has a little piece of rubber in there to help keep the spark plug in when you pull it out and when you put the new one in. Also, you don't need it, but if you do have one, a torque wrench would be good. And for the Chrysler, not so much for every single car, but for the Chrysler, you're gonna need a I believe this is the T25, the T25 bit. That's like a star. And depending, you may need a little flathead screwdriver, because, like, see here, all the coil packs have this little clip on the wires. Mine had one that was broken, so I needed a little flathead to get in here to kind of pry it off. Let's get into this. Hold on. There's a couple things I should mention before we start actually changing out the spark plugs on the car. So every spark plug has, let's see if we can focus that, has a gap here. See this little hook and the little tip? There's a specific amount of space between the two of those that each car needs to have, or at least each motor has to have. To find it, your car should have one of these stickers somewhere. Okay, it might be on this side, it might be right here. I've seen it where it's up in the hood up here. Yes, I'm using a snow scraper to hold my hood open because that arm there is bad, so I have to replace that. But right here on this paper, it says spark plugs, and then it has the gap in inches, and it also has it in millimeters. And then right underneath that, it has the parts number. So if we take the old spark plug here and look at that, right there's the parts number, SFR 5LP. Okay, so whatever your spark plug gap is, find it here on your thing. If you can't find a sticker, maybe it was on your hood and you got your hood replaced or something like that, or maybe the sticker's just all worn out. Check your owner's manual. Your owner's manual should also have it in it. And yeah, so that's always important. And you want to put whatever the part is that it was in here. So in this case, whatever the part number is, it was an NGK R spark plug. You want to put the same part back in it. Okay, you don't want to change it out unless you're gonna build like a drag car or a drift car, or like you're gonna power up your car, you know. Then you might want to put better spark plugs. But for old time's sake, if you're just daily driving it, put the same part that you're taking out in, and it should have your part number here. If not, it will be on the spark plug and in your owner's manual. Second thing that I wanted to mention, there are 4 different types of spark plugs: copper, platinum, and 2 others. Now I'll put all 4 of them up here on the screen so you guys can see all 4. But more importantly, copper and platinum. Every car I've owned now, and that's at least 6 of them, have all had copper spark plugs. Copper is like the basic level spark plug. Okay, we'll call it the basic level spark plug. So if you have copper spark plugs, use copper spark plugs, okay? If you have platinum spark plugs, use platinum spark plugs. If you have one of the other two, use one of the other two. But if you have platinum spark plugs, you cannot put copper spark plugs into your, it will not work out so well for you. So keep that in mind. Find out what type of spark plug you have. With this part number, it shouldn't be all that hard to find the right type of spark plugs. Now, in my sense, I did upgrade my spark plugs. Instead of using the NGKs, I went with Bosch spark plugs, but that's just personal preference for me. And they were copper spark plugs, just like the ones that were in here. So that's always good to keep in mind. If you have platinum, use platinum. If you have copper, use copper. If you have one of the other two, make sure you just put the same type of spark plug back in your vehicle. You don't want to have to change it out. Okay, guys, so what you're going to do for this is every single one of these coil packs has 2 screws. One here and one right here. You're going to loosen both of those up, and then it will come straight up out the hole, okay? And then you're gonna push this little lever down here, push it down, and the little wire connector should come separate from the coil pack here, okay? And then you're gonna take your sock plug socket and your extension and your ratchet. You're gonna stick it down there, and you're just gonna turn it. Okay, so once you break the spark plug loose on the bottom, you should be able to do this by hand here, like this, to back the spark plug all the way out. And if you guys can see, right down there is the spark plug down in the bottom there. So you're going to want to take your socket and your extension and put it down over the spark plug down there and back the spark plug out very carefully, because you don't want to break anything off in there. That'd be very, very bad. Also, when you do this, you want to make sure there's no like gunk around the around the edge of the hole here. You don't want anything falling in there. All right, there you go. You guys should be able to see the spark plug down there now. See right down there? There is the spark plug. So that is what we are pulling out. Okay, guys. So here's the old spark plug coming out. See? Guys, one last thing about your spark plugs. This little washer here, make sure when you pull your spark plug out that this washer is on here, okay? If it is not, you need to get the washer out of the hole, because your new one will have a washer on it, and you don't want 2 of these washers in there. You only want the one. All right, and then here is the, come on, focus. Okay, here is the new spark plug that's going in. Real simple. You're just going to take your socket and then socket, spark plug, and your extension to put the spark plug back in. Spark plug, socket, extension. Okay, you're going to lower this back in there and tighten. Now, you should be able to do this part by hand. If you can't do it by hand, take it back out and start over, because you might be cross-threading it. But you're going to put it down in there. You're going to twist and twist and twist. This may take a minute, because as you can see, it has quite a few threads that you have to go down on here. And then once you get it where it's like you can't turn it no more, you can either take your torque wrench and torque this down to 15 pounds, 15, yeah. Or you can take your socket and then give it a good like 1/16 of a turn, just a little bit, not much. Okay. Uh-oh. And then that's it. Well, you don't want to leave your socket in there, but yeah, that's it. Simple as that. And then I'll show you guys how to put the coil packs back. Okay, so once you get your spark plug back in, you're gonna get your new coil pack, and I'll show you. This is the brand new one. See, all nice and clean. And this is the old one. See, it's a little rusty on the end there. Oh, there you go. A little rust and dirty and all that fun stuff on the end. Now, there's two ways you can put this back in. You could put it in first and then reattach the wires, or you could reattach the wires then put it in. For the sake of the video, I am going to put the wires in after, and you guys are gonna take it and you're gonna kind of push it down. Now make sure the holes line up. Push it down, and it should have a small little, like almost like a snap or a pop when it gets all the way down to the bottom where the spark plug is. Okay, then you're gonna tighten down your screws here. Got the screwdriver here. Alright, then you should be able to tighten down your things as long as you line up the holes. It's important, make sure you line up the holes. Also, always make sure you line your holes up. And then it should just tighten down like so. And for these, you want to make sure you tighten them down evenly. Like, do this one a little bit, and then do the other one a little bit, because you want to get a nice even down. And then you're going to take your wires, and it should just slide over like that. And it has the little nub there, so you should hear a little pop when it locks back into place. And then boom, boom, boom. Take a look. All your spark plugs, you can see all your coil packs, you can see the new one here, the old one behind it, and the other old one behind it. And there you go. And one other thing while I was thinking about it, the intervals of changing your spark plugs. I know somebody somewhere is going to ask, how often should I change my spark plugs? Inside your owner's manual, it will say in the spark plug section, like change every 30,000 miles, change every 60,000 miles. Unfortunately, I don't have the owner's manual for this thing, so I don't know what the interval was for these, but I know for as long as I've had it, I put 37,000 miles on this car, and I didn't change them. So I just changed them now, and yeah. So check your owner's manual how often you should do your spark plugs, and if you don't know when your spark plugs were changed last, it's probably a good sign that they need to get changed. Okay, if your car's got like 100,000 miles, 150,000 miles, and you don't know when the spark plug was changed last, change your spark plugs. Do yourself a favor, change your spark plugs. Also, when you change your spark plugs, you want to do all of them. Okay, if you have a 4-cylinder motor, you're gonna have 4. In this case, I have a 6-cylinder, so I have 6 of them. And I recommend changing your coil packs or wires. I'll do a video on changing your wires. They're a little bit different than the coil packs, but either way, when you change them, you want to change all of them. Not just one, not just two. You want to change all of them. Okay, guys. Spark plugs are all changed out. It is now the moment of truth. We are going to start her up. Oh. Yeah. She already sounds a little bit better than she did earlier. Yeah, I got that trunk light on because my trunk's open in the back. See? But, yeah, there you go. That's how you change your spark plugs, guys. Hopefully this video was helpful to somebody out there. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the video, because we're trying to get that sponsorship. You know, I'm trying to get the channel sponsored here. And if we can get the channel sponsored, that'll be a big thing for us. Lots more car videos will come out. We'll get a lot of parts. So definitely leave a comment, subscribe. If you're not following me on Instagram already, it is in the description box for you guys to go check out, along with my Facebook, the Facebook page, and I believe my Snapchat is down there also. So go check all those out, and I'll see you guys in the next video.